Hello everyone, my name is Drew. Today we're gonna draw Majin Buu from Dragon Ball Z. So the first thing I would like everyone to do is have a pencil. If you have a Sharpie thin and a Sharpie fat, it would really help because the thick and thin lines make the drawing pop more. Alright. Don't worry about my sketching. Just pay attention to when I go over everything with the outline and black marker, okay? So don't worry about the sketching. Your page should look like this right now, okay? So what I want everyone to do is just mark your top and your bottom so you can keep whatever you're drawing in the center of your page. You don't want to be too left and you don't want to be too right. You know, you want to be in the center, so lightly just mark it, okay? So, from here, you're going to do exactly as I do. Alright? Majin Buu has very, very simple eyes and a mouth. So, he has just about one circle there. I would say towards the upper half of your page, you know. Leave a lot of room up here because his little tail on his kind of head, or whatever you want to call this, it goes up towards the page, so you don't want to make his face too far down, otherwise it's not going to work. So one eye right there, and I would say keep a distance about a finger width between two eyes, okay? Good thing it's a video because you could stop me whenever you need and you could reference the distance of the eyes if you don't think you get it right the first time. So, like I said, he has two just dots as eyes, as in the picture, and about a finger's width apart, okay? Then he just has two other lines. And his mouth is kind of like an evil grin, except it's like a smile. I don't know what you want to call it, but it just looks like a hat, like your basic everyday smiley face, except it's kind of angry. Then he has two lines right here. So that's the detail, ladies and gentlemen. You want to be paying attention to detail the whole time because detail is what actually makes the drawing look more, I guess, it makes it pop, just like you're drawing the colors, but without the detail, it just looks like a simple drawing. You don't want a simple drawing. You know, when you have more detail, it's more eye-catching. So pay attention to every detail. Alright, so on your page, you should just have that, alright? We're going to do the little markings on his face right now. So he has, watch what I do first. He has a big, it's kind of like a zigzag, okay? Just like that. And extend it. Okay, so it's like a zigzag. It's sort of like this. Okay, try to make it like that. As you can see here. And then on the right side of his face, he just has two kind of, three. Just dashes. That's it. Okay? So now you can do as I do with this, but it's not mandatory to. I like to mark where he has the detail of where I'm going to color the whiteness in his face. So his face is broken up into a light pink and a dark pink. But the circles indicate his sweat marks because he's kind of fat. You know? So you got to make the sweat marks pop out. Right now it's going to look like big pimples, but when you color it in, it's going to look great. Okay? So if everyone can just finish 1, 2, 3, and then add these. I'll wait a second so everyone can catch up. Leave that to you. So that's what your page should look like right now, just the face, you know. Simple. You don't want to do it too fast because if you put the mouth too low or the mouth too high, it's not going to look like him. He has to be a good distance between the nose, between the eyes and the mouth. So now we're going to wrap his tail around, okay? If anyone's having trouble with where to start his tail on top of his head, you kind of want to make it even with this top detail that we did right here. You want to slowly draw your pencil maybe up, but don't make it's just an imaginary line to see where you want to start. I started mine towards the middle of the eyes, but you guys and girls can actually go just this and follow that up. So if you want to do it that way, I'll make mine a little bit more as well. Do it like this, okay? So starting from here, we're gonna extend this so it's like imaginary line. So if this was to continue down, it would hit this, okay? But it's not. We're stopping. And make sure you stop here and leave this end up here because this is slightly shorter than this line. Once again, details everything. All right, so I'm gonna do my line, wrap it around, and come to about here. All right, doesn't have to be perfect. It should be maybe if you're having trouble with distance, put 2 of your fingers on top in between this line and the top detail that you did. Okay, and that will help you to see where, because you don't want him to have a small forehead. It's not gonna look like him since he has a rather big forehead. He's got a big head. So once you're done with that, that's what your page should look like. And then we're gonna do the ear. So I want you to extend. We're gonna do the ear first so we know exactly where it is. And if you're not sure where his ear is, it's actually right here. Right there. Okay? So we're gonna come out from his eye and we're gonna make just a hill or a slight C, because his ear comes out just a little bit, as so. So that's what your page should look like. Whatever's black, that's what you pay attention to. Don't worry, it's all going to come together. It might look weird now, but it's going to look great after. So now you have a distance between the ear and the top of his horn or tail, whatever. You want to connect that. You want to make another hill, same as you did for the ear, except extended. Don't go all the way past it. You want to stop right about here. Okay? Then he also has a little detail in his head. You call that black. It's alright. Alright? That's what everyone should look like right now. So, from this point, we're going to also draw the start of his cape. Alright? After we do the face, we're going to go right into the cape. So, similar to the shape you did here, I want you to go on the other side and start the ear. But, like I said before, if this was going to hit, it should be in line with this. So if you want to draw your pencil slightly upward and up, it should start about here, the ear. And then you just do another C. Okay? That's a backwards C. Alright, so it should be same in here. So the left ear should be this. Right ear should be that. If anyone's confused on that. Okay? So, everyone's doing good. Everyone's catching up. So now you marked where your ears are. And we're going to do a little detail again. One right there, and a line right there. Similar to these lines, alright? Once everyone's finished with that, we're going to connect the head. But first, we have to get this white shine in his ear, because that's a big detail that we need. Otherwise, his ear is just going to look flat. Once you're done doing that teardrop shape, I want you to come about here again and just connect the head down to the ear like you did before. Boom. Alright? And then he also has this black little tear. Right there. So, we're almost done with his head. But before we actually start the big fat chin and face of his, we're going to mark his cape. Because the way it's drawn, his cheek goes down, but his cape is a little over his cheek. Alright? We want to make that so it's more realistic. So all we're going to do is draw a triangle. A kind of a fat sideways triangle, just like that. Alright? Because that's the size of his triangle. That's the shape of his cape. Alright? Right here. Once you do that, you're just going to split it. Easy, baby. That's how it's done. Alright? And once you're done with that, we are now going to connect his face. So, where we stopped our line here, I want you to skip about a finger's space between this and the end of that ear. Finger space between, and I want you to come out and make a fat round shape, like a bubble. And come past here. So, you have your cape. I want you to meet the top or come a little bit past this point. So you're going to come down here and you're going to loop it out. That's this part of his face. Alright? Let me know when everyone's finished with that. Alright, cool. So now, after that, we're going to start from this point right here. And we're going to do like a leaf shape. Okay? It's kind of like a diamond, but it's loose. So, it's more like, you know? And then we just got to get the little detail. It's I guess it's a J. It's a J without the top part. That's all it is. Looks fancy, but it's really not. And once everyone was that, we're going to do this similar shape. If you don't think you can draw that shape, since they're a little bit different, you can draw it exactly as this one. Okay? Draw exactly as the one we just discussed. Then you come out. That's it. Easy. But now it's not going that way. The bugger goes out this way. There you go. Alright. So now we know where the tie is going to be, the cape, so we don't get interfered with the top part of the rolls. And we know where his other cape is going to be, and we know where his head's going to be. So pay attention now. You don't want to connect his head right there. I'll tell you why. Because it's going to look too too flat. You know, he has some details in his cape. So from the top port that you did this point, I want you to come over here and just make an extended line all the way out. Okay? And just like this, come down. Out, and don't even finish it yet. I want you to come all the way out because we're going to come from here and go over. So now, once you did that line from here, coming up and that way, guess what? we're going to come down like this. See how I did that? Now it looks like his head is behind the cape instead of in front of it and not looking, you know, like the drawing. And then, so, since we went in front here, cut it off there, you don't want to draw a line here, because then it's going to look like it's going to be in front, and you gotta have the illusion as if the top part of his cape is behind his head. So you want to start from behind his head, come up and down. That's it. Alright, so now we started here, went up, boom, down. We came up here, made the curve, came down, and did that. So we're going to do the same exact shape that we did here, that line, except we're going to start halfway. We're not going to start from here. We're going to start halfway in the middle and do the same thing until you go off the page. Boom. Alright? And while you're at it, add another line right there. That's it. And to finish off the cape, for his right part, after you made that line, we're going to do like an extended V, except not as sharp, very loose. So this, and it comes up. Alright. I made it a little loose, like his cape is kind of blowing. You don't have to do that. But just pay attention to the line. It should be like this, you know? It should be something like... That's it. Good. Sorry about that. Alright. So after we're finished with this, we're gonna go here. And we're just gonna make another line. Because that's his cape. Alright, we're gonna come. It's like a backwards 7. Right from there, we're gonna do like a stairs, okay? Sort of. See how I did that? Because that's that part of the cape. And then we're just gonna draw an extended line right here. Off the page. That's it. Look how simple that is. Killing it. Then we do a line right there. Then we do another line right here. Easy. Alright. After that, we're going to go and do another line. Similar to these. We're going to go right here. We're going to go right here. Because that's where his little... I don't even know what that is. It's like a vest. Where his vest starts. I mean, finishes actually, because he's going off the page. He has slight pink. His skin is showing right over there, but other than that, that's just his vest. Alright, so after that, we're going to come about in the middle of the leaf-shaped cape that you made, alright? Going to go up, down, and to the left. Okay? We're going to focus on getting this side first, and then we're going to continue on that side. Because we already had the cape done. Okay? Switch to this side. You work left to right. Okay? We went down, up, left, right. So once you made that shape, I want you to go inside that and add the detail of the second vase. Just like that. Alright? So once everyone's finished with that, we're on the last bits. We're going to do his vest and then his belt. Or his pants. So what I want you to do here is just a C, but outside. And go off the page, because he's too fat to fit all on the page. So he's up across the camera. You want to make his body affect. You don't want him to fit on the page, because Majin Buu is a big man. Okay? He's a large man. and he takes up more of the page. So it gives the illusion as if he's coming out of the page. You're just taking a picture of him. But his body is really extended all the way out here. Alright? But this is what we're just seeing, which is also cool. Once you do that line, you're going to do the exact line, but go into it, alright? And the line right here, go into it. Because that's his vest. That makes up for these lines. Once you're done with that, you're going to start from where you made that line, and you're going to come up, and you're going to come in. And there you have it. That's his vest. Looking good so far, if I don't say so myself. So now we're gonna do the little detail on his stomach. One, two, three. He has 3 simple lines. That's all it is. 1, 2, 3. Okay? If you bring it down a little bit, that's fine. It doesn't. That's not that important. Okay? But let me know. If anyone needs trouble, you can always pause the video like I said earlier, like I mentioned, okay? So now we're just going to do the belt now. Majin Buu, you can make him as fat as possible. If you want him to go all the way down, you can, but we're going to go here since he's so big he can't even fit on the page. I'm going to go right there. And after that, we're going to make like a pentagon shape. Okay? Pentagon shape is sort of like this. For anyone that's confused. So here's his belt. You're going to go this, 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 4, 5. A pentagon has 5 shapes. Then we're going to do the M. So his M has a monkey tail on the ends. Okay? I can bring it up on here easily. Okay? Then he has this weird loop going into it. That's the yellow. Alright? He has a weird shade of yellow in it. Then he just has 2 number 2s all around his belt. You know, just like this. The number 11. If I should say so. Number 11. All around. So, here, 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 and there. Once again, these are the details. Details are most important. So after that, what we're going to do is finish his belt. Alright, we're just going to come down. We're going to start from this side and connect to where you made the Buu. Alright, there and there. Just 2 kind of like bridges. And then we're going to get the lines in his pants. They're just lines. Don't be afraid to bring it all the way down. Hey, pay attention, because this line stops. As you can see on his right side of his pants, that stops. Alright? This one right here stops shorter than this one. So pay attention to that. There you are. But we're not finished yet. That's your Majin Buu. But we gotta wait for him to color. So now, like I mentioned before, he has 2 shades. He has 2 shades of pink. Look at his face. Okay? This shape is pink, and that shade's pink, but it's darker. So we're gonna take this and we're gonna separate it. Now, I'm gonna do it slow so everyone can see as I do it. That's what it should look like, okay? Now, once you're finished with all that, I want everyone to take their skinny marker again and make 2 details right here. They're just kind of like filled in D's. So if anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, it's more like this. That's all. Okay? All right. Perfect. So now what we're going to do is outline everything that we did with the fat marker, okay? You did everything in Sharpie, or I want you to trace everything in Sharpie. So everything that you made in pencil, I want you now to go over entirely with a Sharpie marker other than your pencil, okay? Other than your pencil, I want you to go over everything with your Sharpie marker. Alright? Because we want the insides and the outsides to be distinct, okay? They have to have a difference in each other. They can't be the same. Otherwise, there's no pop in it. And I'm going to tell you exactly how it's going to look right after I'm done with this. It's going to look sick. Do exactly as I do. Now I'm going a bit fast, but that's fine. You know, you can always stop the video again. You can stop the video and go at your own pace. Now don't rush it, okay? You want to go over your lines as close as possible. Okay, you don't want to be too sloppy with it. Alright. So, once everyone's done outlining, I want everyone to erase their outline with an eraser. Perfect. And now guess what? We're going to color. So like I mentioned before, he has 2 shades of pink. You want to be as accurate as possible. All right. Okay. So I'm giving everyone a chance to catch up, and then you're gonna color. I'm gonna make his a little bit more pink, okay, than usual. And if anybody is wondering, I am using chalk pastels. They're really good. And they cover areas very, very, very quickly. And if you don't have the exact colors, it's fine. So now what I'm going to do is, this is the shading that I picked out before, okay? This is what we did, so we know that it's shaded. Hey, don't be afraid to get dirty with this, alright? You know, they say, if an artist's hands isn't dirty, are they really even an artist? Or maybe I just made that up. And then you got your Majin Buu. But you know what? you can do whatever color you want, okay? They have purple, but I want to do a lime green. So this is the fun part. It makes it stand out. You know, never forget to color the background, because then your picture looks kind of dull unless you're doing like a really, I don't know, detailed charcoal painting with a lot of darks and tones and whatnot. We have our Majin Buu. Oh, one more thing. Don't forget to sign, guys. Otherwise, that's not your drawing. This is Drew. Thank you guys so much for the class. I appreciate everything, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Check out Drewz Cartoonz on Facebook, Instagram. It's spelled with a Z instead of an S. Drewz Cartoonz. And I do a lot of drawing events, so if you want to see more of this, similar to this video, get in contact. Everybody, enjoy the weekend.